Today's video is 6 reasons why I'm not ditching my trusty GH5 to get the S1H. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, folks. This is Shane. Today's video is a little bit different. I just wanted to have a conversation about cameras. There's always a new camera coming out. There's always a lot of hype behind stuff online. With the exception of the DP review with Jordan, which was an awesome video, by the way, I haven't seen a whole lot that really makes me want to go, you know what, I want to ditch everything that I've got and move over to full frame video, which kind of isn't full frame as well, but we'll get to that in the video. This particular video will just be from my personal experience about what I've seen of the S1H and the reasons why I'm going to stick with the system that I currently have and why it's more than adequate probably for the majority of content creators and YouTubers. If you're a paid professional and you shoot video for commercial work and all that kind of stuff, this video might not apply for you. I'm a YouTuber and I'm going to explain why I'm going to stick with the trusty Micro Four Thirds system irrespective of the brand new camera. Here we go. So the first reason I don't want to swap over and get the S1H is consistency. And what do I mean by that? I'll show you what I mean. I've got duplicates of so many lenses in my collection, and I'm currently holding another GH5 in my hand, which I'm shooting with right now. And I have a whole lot of these 25mm f1.7 lenses, which do a really great job. If I'm doing a multi-camera shoot, I want all the cameras and colors to basically be the same, so I have to do as little post-processing as possible. I also have a couple of G85s with exactly the same lens on them right now as well, because they're the closest thing to the GH5 without having to spend that kind of money. So for me, having all these lenses and already bought into this whole ecosystem here, for me to go out and buy another much more expensive camera and then have to get more lenses doesn't make a whole lot of sense for my use here at home, shooting videos for YouTube. It's a really great setup and it works for me personally. The second reason I'm not ditching the GH5 for the S1H is the fact that I don't need super great low light performance. A lot of the stuff I shoot, I use studio lighting or natural lighting like I am right now, and it should still look fine. For the stuff that I need the low light performance for, I usually take the Leica 15mm f1.7 lens out with the GH5, and it's been fine for a lot of gig footage and band footage and all that kind of thing. So for me, I'm getting great results with my camera. I don't often shoot in low light, so for me, spending $4 on a camera that has better low light performance that I'll never use doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me know if it makes sense for you. The third reason I'm not going to be buying into the S1H system over the Micro Four Thirds system is price. Not only are the lenses more expensive, the camera body is obscenely expensive, and if you're a professional, you can probably justify that, but for someone who shoots basically YouTube videos, it's a whole lot of money to spend on just getting that little bit better picture quality. Now, a lot of the video and test video footage that I've seen, I wasn't that blown away by it. I gotta tell you, there was some really nice moments in some of the videos, but I was like, I don't know how much better this looks than what I've currently got. So if I need better low light performance, I'm actually gonna be buying a GH5S. I feel like that would just sort of suit everything that's going on with my current setup. I'm in no rush to go out and buy a GH5S. A couple of weeks back, I ended up buying a second GH5, even though I knew the S1H was coming out. And why? Because I already had all the lenses and I knew the kind of results I'd be getting from the camera after using it for a couple of years. The next reason I don't want to go for the S1H is a technical reason. The rolling shutter looked pretty horrible, and that's expected on a larger sensor, but to get the same results as a GH5, you basically have to take the S1H and crop in on the sensor, and that to me seemed like a reason why I don't want to go for it. It ends up becoming more like a Micro Four Thirds camera, give or take, or maybe an APS-C or something like that, but basically as you turn, the image becomes really wobbly. The GH5 is really good at that. It's one of the best cameras on the market. So if I'm filming someone at a gym and I turn quickly, it's gonna look great on a camera like this, as opposed to a lot of other cameras on the market, even including the S1H. Another huge consideration for me is portability and practicality. Now I travel a lot, I go overseas, I take a couple of cameras with me normally, and taking the GH5s or even these G85s have been great because they're small, light, and easy to pack. The S1H is definitely a much larger camera than this, and one of the things you'll probably notice is the lens selection as of right now isn't spectacular. Sure, you can probably grab other brands and clip it on via an adapter, but just with the native lenses right now, there's not a lot of options. So for me, traveling, I could take a couple of really small lenses like the one I'm using right now, this Leica 15mm f1.7, and it's tiny. So I could fit 2 of these in my bag as opposed to one S1H, give or take. This last reason for me is just a little bit of a nitpicky thing, but I really thought Panasonic would release their next camera that would have 4K 60 using the entire sensor, and they haven't done that. It's still a crop sensor for whatever reason. I don't understand that. They can shoot 6K at 3x2, which is really interesting. It's an interesting choice. I get it for professionals who want to reframe the shots. That's a really great option. You do get the full sensor there. But you would assume that they would make something that's just 4K with the entire sensor instead of having a crop, which kind of brings it back to this. If you're a working professional who wants to actually crop down from 6K to 4K to reframe a shot, then go for the S1H. If that's not something that you're ever going to use and your computer can't handle the demand of 6K as well, then I don't see any reason to actually upgrade, and that's why I'm not going to do it. Like I said, recently, in the last month or so, I purchased a second GH5 to complement the one that I had. I can use one on a gimbal, use one handheld, and get some really great results. And my sort of now C and D cams are the G85s, and all of these lenses and everything that I already have invested in are compatible with all of the cameras, and they look almost indistinguishable between the G85 and the GH5 under studio lighting. Now, in this room right now, it's a little bit dark, but yeah, it should still hopefully look pretty cool as I'm shooting in 10-bit. I love the flexibility of everything in such a small package. So for me, with the stabilizer and all of those things considered, I'm not going to be upgrading to the S1H, no doubt about it. But I may actually get a GH5S once the price drops. Thanks for watching, guys. That was weird. Thanks for watching, guys. My name's Shane. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. Let me know if you're excited by what you've seen from the S1H. I know I'm not overly excited right now about it, but it was interesting to see some of the videos go up, and I thought, maybe this is something I'm interested in. And then I really thought about it, and I went, there's no reason for me to upgrade. I've got everything I need to get what I do at the house or out of the house done, and the GH5s have far extended their lifespan in the market, and they're still one of the best video cameras out there. Now, with maybe the exception of the S1H, is there a better camera that's handheld than the GH5? I'm not really sure. Sony is starting to get there, but from all the things I've seen and tested, the GH5 is still the way to go. Thanks again for watching, guys. This is Shane. So I really just wanted to share my personal insight into why I'm not going to be getting away from the Micro Four Thirds system. Sure, the quality might be better in some ways on the S1H, but when it crops in the way that it does to get certain things done, I'm not overly convinced it's a really smart move from something I've already invested a lot of time and money into, and I already know how to use extremely well. So for me, I'm going to stick with this. Let me know your thoughts below. If you work in a very different way to me and you just want to get the latest and greatest, let me know in the comments and why as well. Thanks again. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you soon. See ya.